Hi, my name's Shelley and thank you for joining my tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a short sleeve top, and it's really easy. Around the bottom there's going to be flower style squares, and that's what we're going to start with. So chain 5, and then join with a slip stitch to the first chain, and then chain 4, because we need to have a chain 1 for the space, and then you're going to chain 1 inside the loop, treble 1 inside the loop, chain 1, and try and keep the tail within the stitches. So treble 1, chain 1, and you're going to do a total of 11, so that's 2, treble 1, chain 1, 3, 4, 5, and as you can see I'm keeping the tail within the stitches because then we can pull the circle closed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then we're going to slip stitch into the third chain of the beginning chain. So as you can see, you can now pull that circle shut, and for the next row we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to slip stitch in, start again. So for the next row we're going to chain 3 and then slip stitch into the first one's chain space, chain 3, and double crochet into the next chain space, chain 3, and double crochet into the next chain space, and just continue that all the way around until you get to the end again, and end with a chain 3 and then slip stitch into the first chain from the first 3, and for the next row we're gonna again slip stitch into the first chain space, and then we're gonna chain 6, and then double crochet into the next 3 chain space, chain 6, and double crochet into the next 3 chain space, and just continue until you get to the end, and end the row with a slip stitch into the first chain from the previous row, and then for the next row we're going to double crochet 3 into the first 6 chain space, and then we're going to front post treble around the gap here, the partition stitch here, So 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet into the next space, and again 3 front post treble crochets around the partition stitch. And then 3 double crochet around the space, and then another 3 front post treble crochets around here, and just continue that sequence until you get to the end, and end the row with a slip stitch into the 3rd stitch from the previous row. And now we're going to start squaring up, so to speak. So chain 3 and then work a double crochet into the middle of the bit that's prominent. Chain 3 again, and again double crochet into the stem, and then for the next one we're going to make a corner, so we're going to chain 4, and then we're going to go back and work a double crochet into the stitch below the hook, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to go into the embossed bit again. So chain 3 twice and double crochet, chain 3 and double crochet twice, and then a corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, go back to make a double crochet, chain 3 and double crochet into the next pillar. So continue round doing 2 chain 3s and then a corner until you get to the end, and then end with a slip stitch into the first stitch of the last row. And then we're going to chain 3 and then into the first 3 chain space we're going to work 3 triple crochets, and then the same into the next 3 chain space, 3 triple crochets, and then into the corner space we're going to do 3 triple crochets, three chains, and then another 3 treble crochets. So continue to work 3 treble crochets into the 3 chain spaces and then 3 treble crochets, 3 chains and 3 treble crochets into the corner spaces until you get back to the beginning again, and end with a slip stitch into the third of the beginning chain. If you can, unlike me. And then chain 1, and now we're just going to simply work a double crochet into each stitch all the way around to neaten it off. I strongly recommend blocking out these squares when you do them to give a neater square looking finish. So 3 double crochets into the corner and then into each stitch, and just continue double crocheting around with 3 into each corner, and then slip stitch into the last stitch. And you're going to be making 5 of these, possibly 6 if you're making a bigger size. So now we've got the 5 squares all sewn together, and with the right side facing, I'm going to join into the last corner stitch, and I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to work a treble into the next space, and then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to miss 2 and treble into the next 5 stitches. And then I'm going to chain 2 again, miss 2 and treble crochet into the next 5 stitches. And then we've reached the join, so we're just going to chain 2 and then go into the second stitch and treble 2, 3, 4, 5. And just continuing chain 2, miss 2, treble 5 until you reach the end of the row. And at the end, chain 2, miss 2 stitches and treble 2. And so from now on it's going to be pretty simple, because all you're going to need to do is chain 3 and then repeat the row below. So a treble into the treble and then a chain 2 and then trebles into the trebles. chain 2, and you just need to keep repeating this row until the front of the top measures from your shoulders down to your desired length. So there's no hard and fast rule, it's however long you want it to be. So just continue working the ladder pattern of 5 trebles and 2 chains until you've got your desired length. So now we've reached the desired length. I've made this one so that it sits just below the hips. All we're going to do now is we're going to finish off with 2 rows of double crochet into the 2 chain space and then into the trebles, and just continue all the way along and finish with a double crochet into the turning chain, and then do 1 more row of double crochet and then fasten off, and then we're gonna go to the bottom edge. So next we're going to rejoin the yarn to the bottom, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're just going to work a double crochet into 15 stitches. So that's 15, and then we're just going to move across to the next square and do the same again, and just repeat doing that until the end of the row. And then finish with a double crochet into the corner stitch and turn, and we're just going to do another row of double crochet. So chain 1 and just work a double crochet into every stitch, finishing with a chain 1, sorry, a double crochet into the chain 1 from the previous row. So now we've got the 2 pieces and the wrong side facing out. We're going to join the shoulder seams, and we're going to measure in 4 to 5 inches, depending on how much you like the shoulder droop. And then we're going to place a marker. And then we'll just sew the shoulder seams together. So now we've joined the shoulder seams, we need to do the trim for the armholes. So we're going to do 7 inches on both sides. And then what you do is rejoin the yarn and work 2 rows of double crochet and fasten off, and then again the same for the other side, and then join the side seams